Good morning, third graders, and happy Thursday. I am so excited for today because we're presenting our Readers Theater this morning. You have been working so hard, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to see it all come together. All right, so before I start reading the BFG, let's go ahead and take a look at your assignments for the day. As you can see here, I have this little star in room 11 photo up because you guys are my superstars today and every day. So for Readers Theater, remember, I want you to come on at 9:55, 5 minutes early. Mrs. Booth might join us. She might or she might not. But I just want you to be there a little bit early so we can start at 10 on the dot so we can make sure everyone's there. If someone's missing, I can have you cover roles. Make sure that you have your script printed out and your roll card printed out and any other prop that you want, be sure to have with you, okay? For digital journal today, you are completing slide 21. Yes, I know that you missed a few slides. I'm doing that. I'm aware of that. Okay, so skip to slide 21. And your big question is, what do you miss about school? So you should have a lot of things to write about, and I want you to remember that writing these is like writing a paragraph that you're writing, or like giving a hawk talk, right? Where you have your reasons and you give your details. So what are the different reasons why you miss school? Please make sure you're writing complete sentences. I'm noticing that a lot of us aren't, and I know you can do that. You're almost in 4th grade, okay? So try your best. For reading, you are going to read chapter 19 and complete slide 24. Remember, I'm going to be going back and grading one of your mystery chapters from the week, including Bud Club, so you don't know which one it will be. Writing, today you are finding your second resource. So yesterday you hopefully found a book, and it's okay if you didn't. If you found something else, that's fine. Today, concentrate on an article, and just like yesterday, you're going to take notes on your invention, and remember to keep in mind that these notes should help you for your first draft that you will be writing next week. So your reasons should support why you think your invention is the most important. So go ahead and look at my video that I created where I go through my article and give some notes, okay? In math today, you're taking a quiz. Before you take the quiz, I want you to go play this really fun telling time game. I want you to choose it gives you options for what kind of telling time game you want to play. So I want you to choose the time to the nearest 5 minutes. Oh, you know what? It should be the nearest minute, actually. So the nearest minute, and then also the ones that say elapsed time. Remember, that's their time intervals, how much time has gone by. So that's what I want you to practice, and then you can go ahead and take your quiz. Okay, take your time on your quiz. We all know what happens when we try and speed through it. You'll be reading and completing slides and social studies just like normal. And then in library today, I chose the book called The Curious Garden. It's a really sweet book, and you'll find out more when you listen to it, but it relates to National Water a Flower Day, which is taking place on Saturday. So maybe you'll be inspired to start a garden or at least water some flowers or other plants, okay? And then for art, you are making an origami box. So fun. And now we are ready to read. They just got to the palace. "By gumdrops," whispered the big friendly giant. "Is this really it?" "There's the palace," Sophie whispered back. Not more than 100 yards away, through the tall trees in the garden, across the milne lawn and the tidy flower beds, the massive shape of the palace itself loomed through the darkness. It was made of whitish stone. The sheer size of it staggered the BFG. "But this place is having 100 bedrooms at least," he said. "Easily, I should think," Sophie whispered. "Then eyes boggled," the BFG said. "How was I possibly finding the one where the queen is sleeping?" "Let's go a bit closer and have a look," Sophie whispered. The BFG glided forward among the trees. Suddenly, he stopped dead. The great ear in which Sophie was sitting began to swivel around. "Hey," Sophie whispered, "you're going to tip me out." "Shh," the BFG whispered back. "I was hearing something." He stopped behind a clump of bushes. He waited. The ear was still swinging this way and that. Sophie had to hang on tight to the side of it to save herself from tumbling out. The BFG pointed through a gap in the bushes, and there, not more than 50 yards away, she saw a man padding softly across the lawn. He had a guard dog with him on a leash. The BFG stayed as still as a stone. So did Sophie. The man and the dog walked on and disappeared into the darkness. You was telling me they has no soldiers in the back garden, the BFG whispered. He wasn't a soldier, Sophie whispered. He was some sort of watchman. We'll have to be careful. I is not too worried, the BFG said. These waxy big ears of mine is picking up even the noise of a man breathing the other side of this garden. How much longer before it begins to get light, Sophie whispered. Very short, the BFG said. You must go pell-mell for the leather now. He glided forward through the vast garden, and once again, Sophie noticed how he seemed to melt into the shadows wherever he went. His feet made no sound at all, even when he was walking on gravel. Suddenly, they were right up close against the back wall of the great palace. The BFG's head was level with the upper windows, one flight up, and Sophie, sitting in his ear, had the same view. In all the windows on that floor, the curtains seemed to be drawn. There were no lights showing anywhere. In the distance, they could hear the muted sound of traffic going around Hyde Park Corner. The BFG stopped and put his other ear, the one Sophie wasn't sitting in, close to the first window. No, he whispered. What are you listening for? Sophie whispered back. For breathing, the BFG whispered. I is able to tell if it is a man human being or a lady by the breathing voice. We is a man in there, snortling a little bit too. He glided on, flattened his tall, thin, black-cloaked body against the side of the building. He came to the next window. He listened. Nope, he whispered, and moved on. This room is empty, he whispered. He listened in at several more windows, but at each one he shook his head and moved on. When he came to the window in the very center of the palace, he listened, but did not move on. Ho, ho, he whispered. We has a lady sleeping in there. Sophie felt a little quiver go running down her spine. But who? The BFG whispered back. The BFG put a finger to his lips for silence. He reached up through the open window and parted the curtains, ever so slightly. The orange glow from the night sky over London crept into the room and cast a glimmer of light onto its walls. It was a large room, a lovely room. A rich carpet, gilded chairs, a dressing table, a bed, and on the pillow of the bed lay the head of a sleeping woman. Sophie suddenly found herself looking at a face she had seen on stamps and coins and in newspapers all her life. For a few seconds, she was speechless. Is that her? The BFG whispered. Yes, Sophie whispered back. The BFG wasted no time. First, and very carefully, he started to raise the lower half of the large window. The BFG was an expert on windows. He had opened thousands of them over the years to blow his dreams into children's bedrooms. Some windows got stuck, some were wobbly, some creaked. He was pleased to find that the queen's window slid upward like silk. He pushed up the lower half as far as it would go so as to leave a place on the sill for Sophie to sit. Next, he closed the crack in the curtains. Then, with his finger and thumb, he lifted Sophie out of his ear and placed her on the window ledge with her legs dangling just inside the room, but behind the curtains. Now, don't you go tip-topping backwards, the BFG whispered. You must always be holding on tight with both hands to the inside of the windowsill. Sophie did as he said. It was summertime in London, and the night was not cold, but don't forget that Sophie was wearing only her thin nightie. She would have given anything for the dressing gown, not just to keep her warm, but to hide the whiteness of her nightie from the watchful eyes of the garden below. The BFG was taking the glass jar from the pocket of his cloak. He unscrewed the lid. Now very cautiously, he poured the precious stream into the wide end of his trumpet. He steered the trumpet through the curtains, far into the room, aiming it at the place where he knew the bed to be. He took a deep breath, he puffed out his cheeks, and poof, he blew. Now he was withdrawing the trumpet, sliding it out very, very carefully, like a thermometer. Is he all right sitting there? He whispered. Yes, Sophie murmured. She was quite terrified, but determined not to show it. She looked down over her shoulder. The ground seemed miles away. It was a nasty drop. How long will the dream take to work? Sophie whispered. Some take an hour, the BFG whispered back. Some is quicker, some is slower still, but it is sure to find her in the end. Sophie said nothing. I is going off to wait in the garden, the BFG whispered. When you is wanting me, just call my name, and I is coming very quick. Will you hear me? Sophie whispered. You is forgetting these, the BFG whispered, smiling and pointing to his gray ears. Goodbye, Sophie whispered. Suddenly, unexpectedly, the BFG leaned forward and kissed her gently on the cheek. Sophie felt like crying. When she turned to look at him, he was already gone. It simply melted away into the dark garden. So that is where we are going to leave off, and we will get to what that dream was and what happened on Monday. So everyone, I will see you at 10 o'clock this morning. I am so excited. You make me so proud. Okay, have a great day. See you soon.